Hello, the amazing D365 community. This is Danica Makatangay, your Miss Dynamic Millennial. For today's unboxing of Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations, and as continuation of our Neophyte Series, we will be discussing financial dimensions. Financial dimensions, there are, I believe, two types of financial dimensions. One is the custom dimensions, and the other one is the entity-backed dimensions. The custom dimensions are financial dimensions which are shared across legal entities, and the values in it are maintained by the users, to be manually or through import process using data management framework or open in Excel workbook. And the other one is the entity-backed dimensions. The entity-backed dimensions, the values in it are defined somewhere in the system, like the customers, projects, and could also be through the operating units. As mentioned earlier, the custom dimensions are shared across legal entities, but the as to the entity-backed dimensions, it could be shared across legal entities, but some of it could be company-specific. Like for example, customers. If the customers are not shared across legal entities, then it the values that we have for the financial dimension, entity-backed dimensions, like customers and projects, are company specific or would be company specific. And once we have created the financial dimensions, determine whether it is a custom dimension or an entity-backed dimension, then we can uh, link that or use that to create financial dimension values in it. So first, let's create a financial dimension. So to create a financial dimension, we need to navigate modules or navigation pane modules, general ledger, dimensions, financial dimension. So what is the importance of financial dimensions before we proceed in creating one? Financial dimension is used for most important in the reporting purposes or uh, segmenting our transactions from one business unit to another, aside from categorizing it or recording it through the main account. So to create a financial dimension, once we are on the financial dimension form, we click on new, and then the use values from, we have here custom dimension. This is the one type of it. And the other one is the entity backed dimension. So if I create a custom dimension, we just need to click on new, okay, or select the custom dimension, use values from, and here under a dimension name field, we enter there our dimension name or financial dimension name. For example, we have this, and we can click on save. And here it says that we need to activate our financial dimension for it to take effect. And here we can also see that it's saying that our environment should be on the maintenance mode before we can activate our financial dimension. But later on, let's have a quick workaround on how we can activate our financial dimension even without changing it to maintenance mode or enabling our maintenance mode. We'll close this first, this message first. So that's our custom dimension. Now, we said earlier that in each financial dimension, we can add or maintain financial dimension values if it is a custom dimension, since the user can manually enter values in it. So for that, we click on dimension values and we click new and then enter the financial dimension value. This could be saved manually, or this could also be saved or be configured through the Open in Excel or data management framework import process. Okay, and since this is shared, and we don't, for example, we don't want it to be used by other legal entity, then we could just simply add a legal entity here. For example, this will not be used by legal entity BEMF. So we can click suspend button so that it will not be used by TEMF. So that is how we create financial dimension and its values for the custom dimension financial dimension. And how about for the entity backed? For the entity back, once we click on new, we can see here list of entity backed dimensions. So let us say, for example, fixed assets. Okay. And we click on save, and we say that copy values to this dimension on each fixed asset created. Click on save, and then once we click on the dimension values, automatically all of the fixed assets that we have will be copied here. You can see that this one is for INMF, this one is for BRMF, for USSI, and that is what we said earlier, that um, the entity back dimensions could either be shared or company or legal entity specific. And now, as mentioned earlier, or just like what we have saw the message earlier, that we cannot use this unless it is active. Now, how we can activate that without enabling our environment, or enabling the maintenance mode through LCS. So let me duplicate a tab for us. So let's just double check the fixed asset is inactive, as well as the sphere which we added earlier is inactive too. Okay. Now we go to our data management, export projects. We can reuse export project that we have here, or we can click on the export tile and enter a group name. For example, activate dimension. Add entity, and then under entity name, let's look for dimension attribute, dimension attribute activation. Yep, this dimension attribute activation. Target data, we can select Excel, and cannot see the, just change our screen size to a much smaller one, then click on dimension attribute activation, and then select Excel, then click on add. Okay. Then we click on close, then select export now. Okay. Once this is exported, we can download the file and save it. And now what that once we have that, still our financial dimension sphere and fixed asset still inactive. So we click on import, file, source data format is the same with what we have exported, which is Excel, and then entity name is dimension, dimension attribute activation. Upload and add, and we click on import now button. But while we are waiting for that to be imported or finish importing, let's have a look, or let's take a look on how does that workbook or Excel file looks like. So we just have this values, do activate yes, do copy values yes. And no need to change the values in it. So now it's still inactive. The sphere is inactive, and then let's refresh. So our expectation is that our fixed asset is now active, and the sphere 2 that we added as custom dimension is active as well. My the amazing D365 community, that is how we maintain, create financial dimension, and how we also configure financial dimension value, and how we activate financial dimension without enabling the maintenance mode on LCS. And that would be all for our discussion for our unboxing of D365 FO. And hopefully you gained something new today, or we were able to review what we already know about D365 finance and operations. Thank you, my dear amazing D365 community, and may God bless us all. Bye bye.